Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we are going to be continuing our coverage on this southern snowmaker, as well as a little bit into the future as well. We gotta watch another system that could bring some snow to parts of very southern Texas and Louisiana, as well as a potential nor'easter as well. So we have major cities that could be seeing some major snowfall. This includes Houston, New Orleans, we also have Biloxi, Jackson, Birmingham, Mobile, Atlanta, and then into the 5 major cities in the Northeast. So we definitely have to kind of keep an eye on many systems right now, even though they might not all happen. We gotta kind of look at them a little bit because they'll have huge impacts, and we have our overall pattern right now with the polar vortex. I think most of you have heard about that. It is now going to be dipping to the south, and with that we're going to have a jet stream that will be very inducive for some nor'easters for very far south, getting some cold temperatures. So there's a lot of things that are kind of coming together right now that make this a very interesting time. Even though we don't have like major winter storms right now, we don't have that many alerts right now, we still got to watch a few things that could become some winter storms. So if you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Now let's get into it. A few winter weather advisories, a couple winter storm warnings, and a few winter storm watches as well. That's all we have for the southern snowmaker so far. Radar, currently we have a little bit of severe weather in the very southern regions of Louisiana. A little bit of rain, a little bit of snow, but we'll see a little bit more of that on the models. So here's the NAM, and let's actually zoom in a little bit. Let's actually go up to 80%, just to give a bigger view here. So we have this low pressure here in Texas, Louisiana. That'll be moving to generally eastward. Right, and you can see some snow on the back end there in Arkansas, Tennessee, even maybe into Mississippi and Alabama. Kentucky's included in that snowfall. Now, the latest runs have this thing out into the Atlantic Ocean, but a lot of snow on the back end now. So you can see now Georgia, maybe South Carolina, parts of North Carolina, Virginia getting into some snow now. There goes South Carolina. And then this thing tries to come up the coastline, but it just doesn't happen. And then you can see over here, you have cities such as Dallas that could see some snowfall here. Now, I've seen model runs show this rain snow line all the way down in Houston. You can see this low pressure right here is in Mexico. That'll be tracking this way, and it could even track up the East Coast and bring a potential nor'easter. Now, the GFS has been kind of back and forth here. One model run, it forecasts nothing for the Northeast. Another model run, it'll forecast a major nor'easter. But this southern snowmaker is pretty consistent. Just a little bit less snow. That rain snow line's a little bit to the north in that system. But it also has it trying to go up north, but it just doesn't. Then you can see here, the GFS has snow pretty deep into Texas and Louisiana, as well as in Mississippi, some heavy snowfall there. And then this tries to come up the East Coast as well, but just fails to get into the major population centers. Then you start to see these systems work their way into the Northeast. You can see this one here, that's a very interior storm. All 5 of the major cities are in rain till probably maybe a little bit on the back end, but you start to see these major storm systems start riding up the East Coast, and then major polar plunges behind them. That is because of that polar vortex. You start to see those very cold temperatures come down to the south. Now, with the European model has been pretty consistent with a possible nor'easter here, but once again, kind of like the GFS, really doesn't have much. So, southern snowmaker really doesn't have much snow except for in North Carolina, but it also has a trying to form up the East Coast, but doesn't. This has some pretty far south snowfall in Texas, into Louisiana, does not include Mississippi and Alabama, but you could see some sleet there. Then this starts to move into the northeast, and you could see some sleet, some icing, maybe a little bit of snow, just not heavy in any spots, but still some wintry precipitation. And that sets up for a couple other storm systems, very weak storm systems, to bring in some snow as well. And you can see right here, this storm system, this is very odd if this does happen. It comes from the north. Now, this is very similar to the track of Winter Storm Quinn, where Quinn was a cross-country snowmaker that kind of dipped to the south and then came back up to the north. This is just becoming a nor'easter right off the coast of New Jersey, but you could see areas such as Boston and New York City. Philadelphia, I think you're going to be a little bit too warm if this happens. You'll be right on the rain-sleet line. But definitely in terms of southern New England and New York City, could see some major snowfall totals out of this, if this does happen. But once again, this is the 16th, so we're still pretty far out, 9 days. But we gotta kind of start looking into other storm systems right now, because all of these are kind of connecting together, because right after these storm systems come through, like you can see here, this southern snowmaker is pretty significant in Texas. You don't think it's very significant in the northeast. It's very light precipitation, maybe a little bit of ice, a little bit of sleet, a little bit of snow. But then it really starts to make a big deal when you get into those next systems. You have that cold air in place, and now you start to see the snow totals. It's the same thing that happened with Winter Storm Flynn to Winter Storm Gale. Now we gotta see which of these storms is the Winter Storm Flynn in the situation, because there's going to be a major storm coming for the northeast. Last year was an outlier. You usually have one or two systems a year that make a pretty big impact. And right now, with the pattern that we have, it just seems like it's time. I've been seeing model run after model run, checking all day to see the different model runs, and it just seems like there's always something trying to form here. There's always something trying to ride up the East Coast and bring some heavy rain or snow, or, well, definitely winds with most of them. But you can see with these other systems too. Both these other systems, like the low pressures right there, it's kind of trying to take that path. This next system, the European model has it taking that track, just not as powerful. Like you can see, it was 1,007 millibars. That's pretty weak. But again, it takes that track. Then this system, kind of an outlier, doesn't take that, Florida to Maine track, but it still has that cold air to feed off of, and now you get snow. So, comment in the comment section down below. Will the Northeast see another major snowstorm this month? I want to know what you guys think about this system, so definitely type that in the comment section down below. We can have a little conversation, a little bit of debate on that. So that is all the information that I have right now. I will continue to check these models, see what happens, because I am very, very interested in the stuff that's going on right now with these models, because they're kind of trying to be consistent with each other, but it's not happening, especially with this third system. So that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.